Turkey is waging war against the LGBTQ plus population, with violence increasing. As recently as 2014, Turkey's Supreme Court was still actively protecting the LGBTQ plus. In July of that year, it declared that calling LGBTQ plus people perverts qualified as hate speech. Things haven't been great in Turkey for a while. However, and after anti-government protests in 2013, Turkey's President Erdogan began cracking down on media, as well as any kind of protest or gathering. In 2015, Istanbul Pride was shut down by police. In 2016, it was banned, and people who chose to participate despite the ban were arrested. In 2021, Twitter took the rare step of banning a politician when Turkish Interior Minister Suleiman tweeted that 4 LGBTQ plus perverts had been detained for inciting hate. These LGBT plus perverts were actually students at Istanbul's Boğaziçi University, where young people have been protesting President Erdogan's decision to appoint a loyalist with links to his ruling Justice and Development Party to serve as the prestigious university's rector.
Oh my. Oh my.
I feel like Erdogan and DeSantis would be besties.
Mm-hmm. They really would, and you want to know why? Is because he called LGBT people predators, and DeSantis is also DeSantis' press secretary is also called.
Don't forget the press secretary.
Has also Penshaw has also called people in opposition to the Don't Say Gay bill groomers. So. They would get along great, I think.
Yeah, I feel like they would really just hit it off with the fact that they bring up so much false advertising, basically.
Propaganda.
Just propaganda about gay people that makes no sense whatsoever, because everyone does that. It's not just gay people. I mean, like, if a man really wanted to go into the women's restroom, they would go into the women's restroom. I don't think they would go out of the way to buy a wig and a dress and go into the women's restroom. They would just waltz right in there.
I didn't know that my presence was so threatening. I guess the rainbows might be a little too much, but I'm not going into the men's restroom to do anything. If anything, I'm the one at risk in that room. Yeah. I'm just there to use the bathroom and leave, and it's just the fact that they think that we're groomers.
Predators and
predator. And I also preying on.
Grooming is a real problem, and it's not a joking matter for anyone to be bringing up, and to call the LGBTQ plus community groomers is highly offensive.
And perverts and predators and all of that. And I think that even what's even more scary is this is just wholly undemocratic. Since 2015, Istanbul Pride and other Pride events throughout the country have been banned. The people who come to these Pride events, which we all know Pride started as a protest, and in many places like Turkey, it still is a protest. And to see people getting arrested for celebrating Pride on campus in the streets is scary. It's scary. It's silencing free speech, and we've seen people denounce this as a human rights violation.
I think we take for granted a lot of the things that we have here in our home. I think we take for granted there's LGBTQ plus people face much harsher legislation and much harsher treatment in other countries, and I think we take for granted the things that we have here. Of course, we go through our share amount of homophobic legislation. Yes, we've seen that with the Don't Say Gay bill. We've seen that with, the anti-trans bills. But I think we also need to take account into what other countries are facing and how we can able to support queer people there.
Just like them, believing that we're pushing our agenda onto them, they're pushing it onto us because they're not realizing how it's going to affect us. Because in the end, they just want to get what they want, and they're not taking into consideration how much of an impact this has on people.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire